be silly, and it's just a poem, but it's from my heart. It's for the one I love. Early in his youth, there is not a lot told. Many don't even believe in the story so old. I often wonder what his life was like at youth. When I get to meet him, I'll get to meet the truth. His mama would ponder at what she would behold. I would say the light on his face was something untold. From each passing day, people just could not refrain from looking into his eyes, because he just was not the same. Once they was lost because they weren't paying attention, they found him days later about his father's mission. He grew and he grew, a simple carpenter by trade. No gold, no crowns, no armies, no gain. I could see the driving the last peg in the table he was building. I could hear his father say, "Son, it's time you be preparing." I could hear Jesus explain to his mom as he was leaving, "Jesus, where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to give humanity freedom." Away he went, and his mama probably wept with her heart. It must have been so hard to see her baby depart. He came to a wild man who lived off the land, who didn't say, "Hey, look, it's my cousin." He said, "Behold, it's the Lamb." And there descended as a dove the Spirit of God, and a voice saying, "This is my Son." Into the world he went with all God's power to drive out the devil, because he's my high tower. He healed and he gave and he called life into the dead. He's a master soul winner that turned hell on its head. Religious vipers, they wailed. They hated his words of defeat, while the sinners and the addicts, they fell dead at his feet. Up in the garden while taking all our sin, he was betrayed by a kiss by one he called friend. He is the King, and in this world he does hold. He will now face a judgment when he done not one thing wrong. They laughed and judged and mocked him to scorn, even denied by a disciple before the very next morn. Turned over to Pilate, who could find no harm in him, could find him no harm, had him whipped, trying to keep the Jews real calm. Tied hand and foot, we can't even imagine the famous Roman scourging that was going to happen. They plowed upon his flesh like vultures without feelings, but every stripe they laid, it was for my healing. He was given a cross so heavy, so cruel, they carried him up a place called the skull. 3 nails made those precious scars, but the nails wasn't holding him there. It was the love in his heart. 6 hours he hung. As they left, "What are you going to do?" But if you would have come down, what would have happened to you? Instead, he let out a cry that reached outside of our time. "Father, it is finished." And on that cross, he gave his life. Jesus kicked open the gates. The devil had failed. He took up the keys of death and of hell.